the GSL Code S. In the upper right, in the color of Mountain Dew.
Junior Green Wings Log.
Rogue.
There he is, guys. Take him all in.
And his opponent down here in the bottom center in the tomato juice
Dead
color.
Pixels FanTaSy.
Yeah, pretty close to tomato juice color. There he is. Wow.
So,
And it's actually Merry-Go-Round, not Overgrowth, so, okay. It's interesting. This map can be a little bit tough for Zerg, but I guess he had other things he had to get rid of. I don't remember the bans, but I'd imagine Catalina.
I believe that was one that was banned by him.
Yeah. So, Tasteless, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be back here, casting again.
I know, it's been so long.
It was very nice to have some time off.
Yeah, I haven't had time
holiday.
off in a long time, so that was nice. Glad to be back finally, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
My life doesn't feel right if I don't have GSL.
It does feel weird not casting once or twice a week.
Well, twice a week from here on, Tasteless.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Pretty much every Wednesday, Thursday, you guys can see us here.
That's right.
If you're watching this live, come here again on Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be here to bring you the action into games.
That's what we do.
To cast
It's our
away.
job, literally.
Yeah. Oh, we have a quick command center here.
Interestingly, we do have a pool first there from Rogue. Right into a hatch and then a gas. So just mixing it up a little bit.
And FanTaSy is going to scout the upper right and see what Rogue is up to.
Well, it's going to take a little bit before this gets different or exciting, really. Just scouts where he is. Saw the hatchery timing, so he knows that that's going to be a pool first.
Just driving the Overlord out now. You know what I did see?
Yeah.
Just 2 days ago, actually, on Netflix. I watched the classic original Ninja Turtles movie from 1990.
How was it? Because when that movie came out, I loved it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
It was pretty. I could see why I dug it so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new Ninja Turtles movie. I'm sure it's not as
I'm
good.
going to skip it.
Yeah.
It's Michael Bay did it, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
Michael Bay touched
I don't want
it.
it to have anything to do with any movie he touches.
Oh, you don't think he gave Transformers justice?
No, you're right. You're right. I thought he casted the actors fantastically. I think the story was really shown.
In that 1990 movie for the Ninja Turtles, that place that Shredder owns is cool.
Yeah, we got to own a place.
That place
like that
where the kids just go to skateboard
like,
and smoke cigarettes and gamble.
When we grow up, we're basically going to be Shredders.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll be Krang.
No, yeah, I was going to say, I'm Shredder and you're Krang. I got all the cool blades and you're a brain inside an android stomach.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much sums me up and my personality up. Oh, look at this. Third command center very quickly before gases.
Or, if we were to be the good guys, I would clearly be Leonardo and you'd be April O'Neil. So.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like I'm more of a Casey Jones.
Oh, you are for sure not Casey Jones. You are many things, but you are not Casey Jones.
Oh, damn. I was hoping I could be cool, but I can't.
Nice try. Moonglade's Casey Jones for one.
Oh, okay. You actually got me there.
Yeah. That was easy.
Sure. I'm definitely not April O'Neil, though.
If we were, you're definitely not April O'Neil.
I'm Splinter.
Maybe, yeah, you might be Splinter.
You were just trying to be mean when you said April O'Neil.
Yeah. Well,
no one likes
April
April
it's because you
O'Neil.
wear that bright yellow jacket to work here at GOM.
That's true. I do that.
Yeah.
That tight spandex
walking
latex
around. Yeah.
yellow
You look
suit.
like a giant highlighter walking down the street.
By the way, we do have a Roach Warren on the way here. Another gas
I
coming
feel like
as well.
now 1% of our viewers are going to think that you actually do wear a giant yellow jacket everywhere you go.
It looks
Okay,
like these Zerg drones.
Yeah. Same color as the Zerg here.
So
Roach Warren on the way, Tosis.
Yeah, let's see what he does with this, because this is a double command center before anything really build, which means that FanTaSy doesn't have a lot. If Rogue were to just turn on aggression right now and just do an all-in, that could be very difficult to hold.
Yeah,
Let's see exactly how many roaches he makes. Let's see if he makes a baneling nest. The Baneling Nest is like almost like the kiss of death or something. Is that a second factory? Doesn't necessarily mean Mac. People have been teasing me lately with double factory builds.
What it could say, though, is that the Roach timing here could be very strong.
Definitely could
Having
be.
a handful of Hellions out is not
no,
great against a bunch of Roaches
kite and stuff
barging in.
Okay, this is actually a really cool build. It's not mech, but it is very cool. It's double factory into 2 eBay, and we actually saw this on Pro League like last night or the night before, where it was Flash playing on King Sejong Station, and he just went like bunch of Hellions into a bunch of Siege Shanks and made a bunch of Thors, and like just had like a lot more factory units than you're supposed to, or normally what you'll have. Very, very cool stuff, though.
You can see it's pretty sparse right now for defense here.
In fact, it's almost,
FanTaSy.
Yeah.
It's almost non-existent here.
Yeah.
There's one Marine in that bunker. He's like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
I'll hold him off. But yeah, this is turned out to just kind of be like some pressure from Rogue. He doesn't really know what's going on yet.
And Rogue just keeps droning up now. So Rogue, I was going to say, doing pretty good on drones, a lot more drones hatched just a little bit ago. He's getting attack and armor. And actually, the same thing here right now for FanTaSy's getting a +1 range attack, stim. And Blue Flame's about to finish up here.
And this scout is super, super important, okay? He sees the double factory. Okay, he knows exactly what this is. FanTaSy has done builds kind of like this in the past. And, you know, Flash just, like, last night or the night before did this. So, definitely, this is a lot of information that he just gained through this Overseer.
Okay, the Hellions are coming up now. And it looks like they're just going to try to poke in and see if they can't get any drones here. Some Lynx here to try to drive them off. But the Blue Flame is a bit too strong.
He does come in.
Nice surround, though, and that's going to clean that up, no problem.
Really well done there with the Lynx.
Pretty big misplay there by FanTaSy.
To lose that's
he's
definitely
not
a pain.
not upgrading out of that second eBay.
Yeah, it looks like he actually like probably just was barely short and then forgot to go back.
And you can see he just now notices that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Armor starts.
Well, he was double checking to make sure that upgrade was almost done. I think.
That can cost you the game.
Yeah, that's a big deal. He's going to be down an upgrade for
if
a very
this is
long
neck
time.
and neck and slowly but surely over the next little period of time we have here, Rogue runs over FanTaSy.
Yeah.
We can talk about those upgrades and really point out it's one of those moments.
Certainly.
You miss one little Q and you lose.
Yeah. And we're not talking about a skill shot Q, guys.
No.
We're talking about a real little Q.
Looks like he'll get this other Overseer here.
Well, you know, I think that the 1+1 armor probably won't end up like killing him or something. A lot of times this type of strategy is a little bit more defensive. You know, he's got the extra like siege tanks for some defense. He's going to have extra factory units for more splash damage and whatnot. So I don't think it'll end up being that big a deal, but of course it does count towards something. Well, right now he is running around with his Blue Flame Hellion, seeing what there is to see. If he can catch anything and do some harassment. Everything's sounding pretty tight for Rogue, though. I don't expect him to really take any more damage off Hellions.
Yeah, I don't think he can really do much more. We have a combat shield starting now. Thor's coming out. And with these 13 mutas on the way, this is going to be when Zerg really completes its army to kind of engage Terran properly and then get out while, you know, saving losses.
Yeah. We do have another command center on the way for FanTaSy as well.
The way this map's set up, it should be really up to the Terran to try to push out. We do see some timings from Zergs where they try to smash the third, but usually if you want to play the conservative route, you just let Terran figure it out. What the Zerg really focuses on is continuing to take expansions all over the map. As you can see, the upper left side of the mini-map, and very accessible for Zerg. It's really up to Terran to figure that out, because the longer the game goes on, the harder it is for Terran to get more expansions.
Indeed. That's if Rogue makes that point, he's going to be very happy. But, you know, on Merry-Go-Round specifically, that fourth base is pretty tough. Like, look where he chose to take his fourth. It's up on that high ground. He's done a great job pushing some creep, but you bring, like, your medevacs over and stand on that edge, it's very hard for Rogue to actually engage correctly and save this fourth. So that's going to be where it's hard for him, right? That's going to be where his trials and tribulations are. But one way we've seen a lot of Zergs try to deal with that is massive counterattacks with Ling, Baneling, Muta. around the map. Like, go and try to kill all the SCVs at the third when he does that or something. But FanTaSy's taking it super slow here. I feel like he's, yeah, look, he's already maxed out. He's getting a bunch of upgrades. He's getting a very strong unit composition. I think he's just going to do like a really strong push to the center of the map.
Yeah, I think you're right. Both players maxing out like this, it's really when things start to heat up. He does take out that deep over there. He's just trying to draw Terran back for as long as possible. Now, here we have that drop. This is what Artos was talking about. It can be easy to control this area.
Very annoying here. Fortunately, his spines were just slightly late, too. But see this? He brings up these lings.
Well, I guess the Hellbats are not actually really useful.
Normally, you have stuff that has range down there. But you get my point.
Okay, well, the rest of the army is now meeting up. Now, notice that 2-2 is about to finish here for Zerg, which is going to be really nicely timed out. If Zerg ever had a chance, now's that moment because his army's got that buff. Armor for Terran still lagging a little bit behind. Don't forget about what we were talking about earlier on in this game, that it seems like he just didn't click on that engineering bay to get that upgrade.
And it looks, oh, wow, this is a weird engagement, but you know what? Those Banelings roll in. They get some kills off there. They actually,
I don't know if he has enough Banelings to engage again. He's going to have to remake.
Yeah, he's remaking a lot right now. He just remaxes out instantly with 54 more Zerglings. But he got rid of most of the Hellbats there, which is actually kind of important. Those make it really hard to engage when you have a very Ling-heavy army.
Turrets are finishing up over there. We have the Zerg trying to come around here and keep Terran on his toes. I know Terran is stretched out a little bit here. There is an expansion, and a little bit to the center, and then down a little bit to the left.
FanTaSy's kind of playing this in a funny way. Like, he's kind of zoning out areas of the map with littler forces.
Yeah.
I'm not used to watching a Terran play it quite like this. Normally you see a more dedicated attack towards the fourth, but it looks like he's so comfortable in the macro game against Zerg, taking his own fourth and playing it slow.
Think about this, though. FanTaSy's using what he was really good at in StarCraft 1, which was his harass.
Yeah, harass and macro till they die. Yeah, it's interesting that he's playing this way, but
whoa! Wow. A lot of Banelings on that Thor.
Calm down, Nesty. Oh wait, the Thors are still alive.
Just send those Banelings to the destructible rocks, why don't you?
Yeah, seriously. Well, that's kind of rough to use that many Banelings, but you know what? He has a huge force still rolling through. There's no Widow Mines in here, so it's really up to just splitting right now to do anything. And it doesn't go quite as well for FanTaSy as I think he was hoping for.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Nice micro there with the Thor, but that's not going to cut it. He is still keeping Zerg busy. The supplies are tied right now. Yeah, and we're going to have another push coming up here from the south up to the north for FanTaSy, as he's going to keep trying to hammer away at this expansion. Now, note, Zerg is on 5 bases, Terran's on 4. I got to say, actually, Terran's staying on 4 pretty easily with really tempo going to FanTaSy right now. He's got the offense on his side here. There's not much that Rogue can really do.
No. He's done some run-around harassments, but they haven't done a lot of damage. Whereas FanTaSy, like, he's taking this so slow, but slowly but surely he's like whittling certain parts down. He has the 4 bases. He has a ton of mules. So, you know, this strategy is working out for him.
All right, so a lot more Banelings come in here. And FanTaSy's not stopping, man. It's I was about to say 160, and then it shut up to 180. Still supply here in the lead for Terran. FanTaSy just doing a very good job of pushing forward, but he needs to take the hatch out. He's managing to make that an expansion that's not really being mined from. So, it's like Zerg's in 4 base as far as application goes.
Yeah, and that thing is 4 base against 4 base is not where you want to be.
Yeah, that's Terran favor. Like, Zerg always wants to be at least 1 expansion ahead of their opponent.
And that makes it pretty rough, but looks like this attack is pretty good. He's cleaning this up pretty well.
Actually, you know, FanTaSy's microing this so well, I thought this would have done much more damage.
Yeah,
and actually, FanTaSy wins this and drives him out.
Oh, man. And look at that. This is the problem with taking a 4th base on this map. There's no good place to take it, and he's finally lost this one. He did not get to mine that much out of it. I think he's lost a lot actually trying to defend it for that long as well.
I think FanTaSy is going to bring us to game number 3, Artosis. And we see, excuse me, FanTaSy is going to close this out here.
It looks like it.
And this is, I got to say, for what we thought Rogue was going to show us here, pretty disappointing play.
Yeah. Well,
game
FanTaSy,
one,
I would say.
Game 1, though, Rogue actually not even able to get enough larva out here.
This game, he definitely didn't have any problems with his macro. He had a ton of units all the time. It's just when they start attacking that 4th base like that, that base is so hard to hold. It is so difficult because they just do what he did, where it's like, well, I mean, where are you going to send Lings up here? I just lift up, then what? You're taking pot shots all the time. So.
And this might be the killing blow. Let's see if he can actually hold this here. A lot of Banelings are coming up here, but the Thors are actually in such a great position they can engage the mutants while the rest of this fans out.
Oh, man.
And that's going to be it, I think, as he pushes over here, takes out this base. Oh, man, you know, the Banelings are just not quite having the connections made. I feel like FanTaSy is microing this on 3 different monitors so you can see everything. Perfect play here. I think that's the killing blow. Nothing but mutas left, and they're retreating. That's never a good sign there.
Yeah.
For Zerg. And there it is, GG. FanTaSy 2-0s.
All right.
Not 1-1 like I said a little bit ago. 2-0s.
Yeah, very well done.
Opponent.
FanTaSy showing some fantastic play, really. Looking poised to make it out of this group, perhaps. But that was just really well done. Can't really say anything negative about him. I mean, FanTaSy's playing very well.
Rogue, he's going down to face off against Penguin now, Artosis.
Well, his ZvZ has recently beaten every good Zerg, so I have no fears for him. I imagine that he's going to be able to dispatch Penguin with ease.
FanTaSy probably feeling pretty confident. I feel like the longer that FanTaSy's playing in StarCraft II, we're going to see a bigger and bigger amount of growth here from him. And amount of wins, amount of tournament results that are really good for him.
An amazing pickup by Dead Pixels. So
yeah,
that's FanTaSy looking completely in shape right now. Very excited to have this guy back and being a killer too. I was really skeptical when he left SK after no real results other than like a Code S appearance here and there that he was going to fall off the map, but he has proven everyone wrong. If he gets out of this group, that is top 16 in both individual leagues in Korea, and that is amazing.
I love how he was playing a lot like he did in Brood War, harassing a lot, just keeping the Zerg spread out, and he was so in the Zerg's face that there was really no moment where the 4th base for Terran could ever be attacked. Normally that's the weakness for the Terran, is that the longer the game goes on, the less map control Terran has. The way that map's shaped, it's kind of like a upside-down triangle, especially with those spawns. So there's a lot of different angles that Zerg can go around and hit.
Yeah.
There was no opportunity for Rogue to ever do that, and by the very end, it's like they had traded places as far as their races. If you look at the mini-map, it was actually Terran on 5 bases, Zerg all turtled up, and there wasn't anything he could do.
No, certainly not. A tough one there for Rogue. We'll see if he can come back against Penguin, but first we get to see MC against FanTaSy. Pretty sick.
And we'll be going to that after this short break, so stay tuned here at the GSL Code S.